Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV. My name's Bernie Weemers and I'm joined here with Richard Craig, and we're here to cover the Skip Barber Monday Lights Racing Series live from Phillip Island. Hi Richard, how you going tonight, mate?
Yeah, good evening Bernie. I'm good and looking forward to a pretty exciting race tonight with a strong field who are just going through their early qualifying laps at the moment.
Yeah, we had a total of about 46 drivers again tonight, which is fantastic, and of course we're broadcasting the top split and that has 16 drivers in it, so we should have an exciting race here at Phillip Island tonight.
Yeah, I think so, Bernie, and look, there's a few drivers here. We can expect a real hard-fought battle between them. We've got Colin Surtees, who races out of Western Australia, absolutely no slouch in this car. Juha Noralampi, both of these guys race in the ANZ Skippy League and in our Australia-New Zealand Championship. Juha racing out of Scandinavia, very, very quick. We've got Anton Mays in tonight. I was just watching Anton in the previous race. He walked away with a 3 to 4 tenths second a lap advantage on the other guys. And we've also got Thierry Renson, who's no slouch in this car if he can get going. Looks like he's just had a bit of a slow start to his qualifying. So, and then there's James Keane from ERA Racing, who you'd know well, Bernie, races the Star Mazdas as well as the Skip Barber. Very quick when he puts his mind to it.
Yeah, James is quite quick, and it's great to see all these drivers joining us tonight. A lot of new names here, a lot of fast drivers, so we should be in for an exciting race. But let's have a quick look at the weather, folks. So we're at Phillip Island, 12 turns, length 4 kilometres. The weather out there at the moment is cloudy, and it says here the track temperature is 14 degrees Celsius, so if that's right, it's extremely cool.
Yeah, that might be an error, Bernie. Well, I'm getting 92 degrees Fahrenheit for track temperature and 66 ambient.
Okay, so that would make it 92. It's probably over 30 degrees out there then today.
Well, 66 Fahrenheit, 28, 30. So yeah, I'm not sure where you've got your 14. Maybe that's more like the ambient temperature rather than the track temperature. But it is partly cloudy, and that holds the track temperature back a little bit, sure. But that wind at 14 miles an hour from the southwest, that will be a factor.
Yeah, definitely will. As we're having a look now at Juha Noralampi, he's on to his second lap now qualifying. He's on provisional pole, and his fastest official lap on this is a 1:47.188. So that's been counted as qualifying.
Yeah, so if you switch to cockpit view, are we seeing cockpit view on the broadcast now, Benny?
I'm switching to it right this second, and we'll get you to talk the viewers around a lap around Phillip Island.
Yeah, and this is a good place to start. So balancing the car really carefully here to come onto the main straight. Goes in fourth to hold it in tight, change up to fifth on his exit. Critical just to keep the car really, really straight. And this is a fast section of the track. He's going to line himself up on the left and maintain as much speed as he can into fifth gear into this turn one as a do-in corner. Coming up here into the southern loop, this is one of the trickiest corners on the track. You really need to balance the car, but it's all about getting this exit on the run down to Stoner Corner and the Honda hairpin. This is one of the main overtaking zones, and you really want to capitalise on speed down this section. And hard braking it down into first gear for the Honda hairpin, and then the run up. Got hit third, hitting into Siberia and chop it down to second. This is one of the most fun parts of the track, coming through the S's here and preparing your run into Lukey Heights. Balance the car on the throttle here in fourth and then pick it up. one of the most critical corners. You don't want to take too much out here. You need to get very early back on the throttle. Keep a nice tight line and stay full throttle as you work your way up through the gears to complete your lap. Get a small lift there. And you have just done a 46.3.
Yeah, so that's 146.364, which puts him onto provisional pole. So that was a great lap to ride around with you, Norolampi there. At the moment, second is Ben Taylor. Colin Sudi sitting up there in third. He's just been pushed down to fourth by Darryl Ridley. And Anton Mays is currently in fifth position. So it's looking like it's going to be a nice close field out there.
It is. I would have actually expected a bit more speed out of Antoine. I haven't been looking at him, so I don't know if he's had a bit of an issue or not. Of course, if you get an off track, then you lose your timing on your lap.
Yeah, the last one, it looks like he did have an off lap because there's no previous time recorded and he's sitting in the pits at the moment, so maybe Antoine's having a bit of a hard time with qualifying tonight. So while we're waiting for qualifying to finish, do you want to give the viewers some insight into the Skip Barber and especially about what they can adjust and things like that?
Yeah, sure, Bernie. So the Skip Barber is used as a training car in America. It's a straight four, normally aspirated 2-litre engine produced by Mazda. There's not a lot you can change on the car. It has a fixed aero package. You can adjust what they call the spring perch offset, which is adjusting the rake of the car. And most drivers will be running for the maximum rake, which is lowering the front end and producing a stiffer front spring setup. And then you can also adjust the anti-roll bar. And again, most drivers will have opted for a stiffer setting, maxing out the roll bar. And then the next adjustment is really tyre pressures. And most drivers will be running in a range of 18 psi, maxing out at 21. I doubt anyone in this field is running 21 psi. Probably 18s and 19s to 20s.
Fantastic, and they're gridding up now, folks, so let's have a quick look at the grid. Ewart Norolampi will start from pole tonight, followed by Taylor. Ridley will start out of third, then Colin Sudi fourth. Fifth will be Anton Mays. Sixth, Kevin Willman, Mick Gray out of seventh, Lucas out of eighth, Keane ninth, and Renson is starting from 10th. Henderson will start out at 11th, 12th is Morrill, 13th Lewington, Road 14, Kirkinen is in 15th. And then rounding out our field of 16, we have Shum. I think it's Shum or Shum. So we're just waiting for the grid to grid up. And as we can see, there's a few more cars, and then we'll be underway, folks.
Yes, and the first lap is a bit tricky here. Two pinch zones, one going into the southern loop, and of course the other, that heavy braking zone down into Honda. And the guys will be trying, if they've missed out a bit in qualifying or feel that they will be trying to get position early on. This is really a momentum track, which suits the car very, very well, but it does mean you don't want to get out of position.
So revs are rising now, folks. We're waiting for the green. We've got green flag and they're underway. Norris Ewer got a good start there, followed by Ben Taylor on the outside. And it's looking like a fairly clean start so far, Richard.
Yes, it is. We've got a bit of width in the track. 3 wide in the mid-pack. 2 wide into turn 1, but Yuha's going to take that.
So at the moment it's looking like they've got clean through turn 1 and turn 2. It's looking pretty congested back here, but the field has actually got through, so that's a great start.
Yeah, it's sort of 2 wide through the last part of the southern loop, but they have settled down.
So at the moment we've got Ewer in front, Ben's having a look on the outside, Colin's also having a look on the inside there, but he didn't make that move stick. So they've definitely got their hands full out there tonight.
It's another good showing from Darryl Ridley, sitting there in third place, and he's not going to want to give that position up to Colin in a hurry.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so we've got Ewer in front, Ben second, and looks like Darryl sitting in third at the moment.
Yes, with Colin Sudi and Anton Mays, Kevin Willman up behind. So these guys are all capable of putting in really fast laps. If they don't dice too much, they should stay together. Although there's a slight gap opening between Ben and Darryl.
I'll tell you what, those cars sound fantastic as they go flying past to complete their first lap. We can see them snaking down there as Ewer's trying to break that draft, but now Ben's having a look on the inside.
Yes, now that's a great corner. Both the inside and the outside line work through to into the southern loop, and it really gets down to who's got the nerve to hang it in. And so I think you have just given Ben the go. He probably wants to check Ben out as well. But it's a really clean start from everyone, Bernie. They've settled down. I think they're all looking to be there at the end, which is great to see.
Well, they certainly are, and it's a really nice, clean start. Everyone's through, and it's great to see them have a good race here tonight with 13 laps to go.
Yeah, a bit of action down there in the midfield. It looks like Graham Morrell has tangled with someone going through the Honda hairpin. So that was two cars out there.
Yeah, so that looks like James Keane may have been involved in that as well. We're just coming to have a look at this replay now, folks. So you can see Morrell coming down. He's got Henderson on the outside there. And he's cut across, he's hit James Keane, unfortunately, and sent both of them on the grass. But that's probably not what James was looking for. But to be fair, Graham didn't really have anywhere to go there once he got on the grass. So as we come through to finish another lap, folks, we've got Ewer. My overlays are messed up here. Ewer's in second, followed by Darryl in third at the moment, and Colin in fourth, I think.
I think Antoine's just sneaked in front of Colin. Yeah, Antoine in the orange and black car, and Colin in the red and white Marlboro gel coloured car.
Yeah, so I've just reset my driver lineup here. So at the moment we've got Ben Taylor in first, Ewer having a look on the inside, going defensive there with Darryl on the outside, and then Anton is getting pressured now by Colin Sudi in fifth spot.
Yes, in the last couple of laps, Darryl has been loitering on the outside down into a Honda. There is a line, if you get your braking point right, where you can run right round the outside of someone and pin them on the inside of Honda corner. And maybe he's just seeing whether he's going to be able to catch Yuha napping down there, which is just a great move if you can pull it off.
Yes, Colin's having a look back there on Anton, but he's tucked back in, nowhere near close enough at the moment. But this has also allowed Kevin Willman to start to close that gap on Colin. And Anthony Lucas isn't too far back there in 7th, followed by Mick Gray in 8th.
Oh, as Colin runs it a bit wide coming onto the main straight, it can be very dodgy. And that can result in a visit to the wall if you're not careful, but he's got away with it. Yeah,
that's right. As we have a look, Ewer's now taking back that lead, and Daryl sitting there, going down on the outside, almost 3 wide through there, 2 wide now, and this has allowed Anton to have a look on Daryl.
Oh, that was close too. Yeah, Antoine's going to fancy himself to have a go here. I'm pretty sure Anton's got the speed to be mixing it in the fight for the top step on the podium.
We've had a huge crash back there, folks, with Mick Gray involved here. We're just going to pick up the action and have a look at this. So you can see here as Mick comes around, I'm just seeing who was behind him at that point. It was the number 14 car, and then poor Kevin Henderson's gone totally airborne, and that's really ruined his race. So that's taken 3 out, but I must say Mick was very lucky he didn't get wiped out, but Kevin has taken a huge hit.
I stayed with the leaders here, and certainly Daryl, Antoine and Colin and Kevin are very tightly formed into a battle pack. They're just starting to lose a bit of touch with Ben and Yuhar up the front as Daryl's being forced to go a bit defensive. Just gets a wheel onto the grass coming around here onto the straight. That's upset him a bit.
Yeah, and Anton's looking like he's getting a good run here as we can see him snaking down the front straight again, and Anton's having a look on Daryl here.
Yes, and he's held Daryl out wide, which is what you need to do. So he's made that stick, and so now let's see if he's got the pace to get up there close with Ben and Yuhar.
Yeah, because he doesn't want those two getting away from him. He's starting to having a look at Colin here, but Daryl's not giving up the fight yet as he's having another look on Anton here.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a 6-car brawl for the podium, Bernie.
Certainly is. So we've got Ewer out in front at the moment, followed by Taylor in second, Mays third, Ridley fourth, fifth Colin Sudi, sixth Kevin Wilson, and Anthony Lucas is just trying to get on the back of this battle pack now.
Yeah, Anthony was racing a lot last year. He hasn't raced that much this year. He's been just struggling to get back into form, which he is finding, but I suspect that he's in that 1.5 second dead zone off the back of Kevin, and it's very difficult because Kevin will be well and truly in the draft, this battle pack in front of him.
So it's fantastic driving here as they all get back into that draft again. Anton's now made the fastest lap of a 1:45.792, which would have been a lot of that draft he's getting there, but it goes to show they are putting in a scorching pace at the moment.
Yeah, they are, and Ben getting a bit loose around on the southern loop. That's not helped his cause at all.
Yeah, well, he's gone right down to 6th now, and he's got Anthony Lucas no doubt with the momentum, so he might go to 7th.
Yes, I'm not sure if he's going to have the pace, given the effect of the draft is really strong. So let's just see if he can close that gap back up, and if he can, he'll give Anthony the toe to get back into this.
Yeah, that's right. It could really work into Anthony's favour here if Anthony can hang on to the back of Ben, and hopefully it'll tow them back up, but it might take him a few laps considering the pace they're going out there tonight.
Yeah, and look, I think that they're pretty savvy to this as well. The front guys have settled it down a little bit, although as I say that, Colin ranges up the inside into the hairpin of Lukey Heights, but he settles in, tucks it back behind Daryl again. I think the guys are trying to keep it straight and fast right now and just see which way the cards fall. They probably want to consolidate their position with a few laps, see if they can open things up and just refine who the players will be for the end of the race, Benny.
Yeah, it'd be a matter of trying to break this big battle pack up, wouldn't it, so they can fight amongst themselves of the top 3 or 4. But Colin's dropped off a little bit now from the front 3. The other person who looks like they've dropped out of this race, unfortunately, is Tony Kirkinen. It looks like he may not have made the start tonight.
I've got to say, Bernie, I'm very impressed with how Ridley's driving's come on. He's really started putting it together, and it's fantastic to see him mixing it here up at the front in this pack. This is some pretty stiff competition he's amongst. You know, 3-4 months ago he wouldn't have been there, so it's great to see him there now fighting for it.
Yeah, and as you said, that Colin Suti's just taken that position up to 3rd, but it's great to see Darryl there. He's looking quite racy there tonight, and he's holding his own, that's for sure. So at the moment we've also got Anton Mays having a look on Ewer as well, so we're breaking it down into 2 little battle packs at this stage.
Yes, now if Darryl keeps his head, he's probably well advised to stay behind Colin for a bit. Colin has some very good raw speed, and this would keep Darryl in the mix and compress this front 4.
Yeah, that's right, and considering it's such a big towing track, if he can just hook in on the back there, which he has now, and sit back there, watch these laps count down, and make a move in the last 3 or so laps, probably the last 1 lap if you could.
Yeah, that's right, because we're only just crossing the halfway point now as Colin looks to look up the inside, going 3 wide into turn 1. Let's look at this.
I had to hold my breath there because that could have ended in tears as Colin's going deep into there. This is going to get messy, I think.
Oh yes, Colin just ran a little wide mid-corner, nearly hung Anton out to dry. I think maybe he didn't realise Anton had stuck with him. You can hold it in right round the outside there, but it's you need the car on the inside to hold their line, that's for sure.
Certainly can, as Colin's now having another look on the outside of Ewer. Ewer's not going to fall for that, but Anton's going to have a go on Colin. And Colin's going to have to hang Anton out to dry around this corner.
Yes, now with that move they're going to lose a little bit of time. It's a suboptimal line in terms of time, so we've just seen extend his lead a little bit, so they won't want too much of that.
No, and this has brought Kevin into a battle here with Darryl. So while that was going off, folks, we had Kevin Willman starting to make a move on Darryl as well, so it's great to see Kevin up here having a great race today.
And it looks to me like Ben has just made a bit of progress in catching up with the battle pack as well, Benny.
Yeah, so just having a look now, he's about 1.2 seconds off Kevin at the moment, but that gap is diminishing. Just having a look at, he's made 2/10 this lap up.
Yeah, well at 1.2 down the straight, they're starting to get the toe effect and can begin to close the gap up.
Yeah, and while these guys fight, this is going to allow Ben to close that gap. As Colin has a look, Anton's got it. Colin jumps to the inside and covers off Darryl there. But I must say the standard of driving between these 5 is extremely high tonight. They're really showing a high ability of car control out there.
Yeah, they are, Bernie, and imagine they're having quite a lot of fun at the moment. So this track really lends itself to that kind of driving. It's a real driver's track, and it's great fun playing wheel to wheel some of these corners.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what the Strength of Field's all about, and it's great to be covering this fantastic race, and I hope the viewers out there are enjoying all the action tonight. But having a look at the moment, we've got Ewan Noralampi in front, followed by Anton second. Colin's looking very racy here in third, as is Darryl Ridley. And then in fourth, fifth, Kevin Willman, and then Ben Taylor is starting to close that gap.
Yeah, now we should watch the gap between Juha and Antoine this time around. It was about 0.6 for last lap. Then before Colin lost that position to Antoine. Looks to me like Juha's just opening it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually the gap at the moment is at a 0.5, and Juha's just stretching his legs as they come back down onto the main straight here. And Ben has closed that gap up again. He's about 0.8 or 0.9 behind Kevin Willman at the moment, so he's taken another 0.6 out.
Yeah, he's got time to get in touch. Whether he's got time to make his way through to the front or not is a different story. They're just on lap 10 now out of 14. So I'd say he's got his work cut out. And Darryl seems to be dropping off a little from Colin. Let's just see how that unfolds as well.
And I thought we lost Anton there for a moment. He jumped out, as in the network blanked out, but he's back again. And we've got now Colin closing in as Kevin got it a bit sideways there, but managed to recover it. So we've got a great view as they go flying across that ripple strip there, and you can just see how fast these guys are pushing this car tonight. But Anton's now got Colin back on his tail, so Colin's definitely hungry to take that second position at this stage.
Yeah, I'm just watching Colin through the S's, Bernie, and he's looking very racy, isn't he? He doesn't want to be staying there behind Anton, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right, and it's great to see Colin having a great race tonight as well. And as we come down now to complete, what's this going to be, the completion of lap 9, starting lap 10.
I've got complete lap 10, start at 11.
Yeah, that's right. As we're looking at the back of Anton's car here, just watching Colin close up under that slipstream, and he's definitely being able to position as he has a look on the inside of Anton there.
Yeah, some pretty sharp laps from Juha. He just did a 46.1, and of course he's got no draft. Pretty sharp time, I've got to say.
Yeah, well, while these guys are battling, he's going to be able to pull that draft, that gap out. It's currently sitting at 0.7 of a second, so it fluctuates between that on this part of the track. They get close up, but then he stretches it back out to 0.9 of a second, coming into that last corner onto the main straight.
Yeah, he seems to be very good out of the hairpin from Leaky Heights. Maybe he's losing a little bit around the southern loop. I'm not quite sure, but you know, this is quite a lot of work for these guys to do to close that gap down. If they don't cooperate, they won't be doing that.
Well, that's exactly right, and you know firsthand in these battles, as Colin has another look on the inside, once they start battling like this, it's very hard for them to stop, isn't it?
That's right, because the draft makes everyone feel when you're behind that you can go faster, and of course you can because of the draft. So yeah, it takes a lot of discipline to stay behind someone, and of course they're all racers. They all want to be leading.
As you can see now, Anton's having a look. He's going to push Colin wide through here, but look at Darryl come flying down here, 3 wide. Oh, we've lost Anton.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'd have to have a look at the replay. I think Darryl was on the inside line holding his line. I'm not quite sure. I don't think he moved.
Yeah, we're just having a look at the replay now, and yeah, he moved across slightly and collected wheels with Anton there. So Darryl did just move it out a bit to get the line, and unfortunately he collected Anton.
Yeah, well, that's one way to deal with the opposition, but that's not what we like to see. We do encourage people to try and hold the line, especially on a track like this. It's quite important because there are multiple entry points into these corners, and You need the confidence that the guy next to you is going to keep cracking on his line.
Yeah, it wasn't an aggressive weave. It was just a bit of a drift over, and to get that line. But unfortunately, they collected. But I tell you what, Anton did a fantastic recovery there to keep that off the wall. And Kevin's now taken Ben Taylor for 4th position as well. So that's, or has he? I'm mixed up.
No, I think what you're seeing is that Ben has closed the gap up slightly on Kevin. So now that second group, now Ben has really got on the back of that second group. And no doubt they all checked up a little bit going into turn 1 with the incident with Darrell.
Yeah, that would have been heart and mouth moment for a lot of these guys as they come back down again. And we can see Ewer coming through the first corner 3 wide again. We've had other contact this time with Colin and Ben, but they've all continued. But Colin's been pushed out here, and Ben's had another crack at Colin there.
Yeah, no damage showing on the back of Colin's car. There might have been a bit of netcode in that if there was contact. But that's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's pushed him right out wide there. We'll just have a quick look at this replay, folks. Yeah, I don't think there's actually contact. It looked like Colin got it loose coming into the corner, and he's just taken to the gravel trap.
And of course, this is all magic for Ben, who was looking like he was really not going to be in it at all, and now he's right back in there in second place.
Yeah, well, we've got Ben in second, fantastic, and Kevin's now in third, so Ben's jumped Kevin at some point, and Darrell, and Darrell is finding himself all the way down in 4th with Anton in 5th.
And he's not going to be happy about that as they're coming around now to take the white flag. So, fireworks time, Bernie.
It's definitely going to be fireworks this last lap, but tell you what, I bet you Ben Taylor's grinning from ear to ear, and let's hope he's got his eyes forward. But here comes Darrell on the outside of Kevin here. He's going to probably won't get him doing the outside here.
I was surprised Ben's run out wide there. Anyway, he's got a good run. Just hope Darrell makes his mark into the southern loop.
Yeah, so Darrell.
Sorry, Bernie. So Darrell now he's looking for a really good exit here from the southern loop and the run down to Honda. And let's see if he makes that move. I'm pretty sure he's rehearsed an outside or an inside move here at Honda. Ben's going to cover the inside.
And Ben's flashing a bit too, so that's going to put Darrell off a little bit. But Ben's holding his own out there. Fantastic driving.
Yeah, he is. And he's probably just compromised his run through the S's now. So Darrell's got a good run here. It's a question of will he be able to range up next to him into Lukey Heights. You can go around the outside or the inside here, but I don't think he's got the speed or car position to do that. But Kevin will have a look.
Yeah, well, he went really wide in through that corner, and he's had to go defensive on Kevin. But it's all about the run now, isn't it? Who gets off the corner the best?
That's right, but Darrell's, he's only really a tenth off, maybe a bit over off the back of Ben, just perhaps close enough to make it to the line in the draft.
And as we can see up ahead, Ewan Lampy takes this win, but 2 wide down here. Who's it going to go to?
Oh, that was close.
That was close. Unfortunately, we had the wrong angle there to see who had taken that win. So what we're going to do is go back to a super slow-mo replay.
I'm seeing that Ben's just got it by a whisker. It's showing Ben 4.509 behind Yuha and Darrell 4.524. So there's not much in that at all.
No, he only got that by a nose length, and literally a nose length there. So that was fantastic driving there by Ben Taylor to take second, but who we can't take it away from Ewa Noralampi, who wins tonight's Skip Barber Monday Lights top split at Phillip Island. So fantastic drive there. He in fact had quite a bit of a gap of 4.5 seconds at the end of that race.
Yeah, Juha will be very happy with himself for doing that, and good on him. He stuck it to them. He's put down some really good laps. I'm pretty sure he's got the fastest lap of the race from out the front, which is a good effort. But also, great racing there from Ben Taylor to keep his head, stay cool, fight, and come back through after he was down in 6th at one point, and he's brought it right back up for a podium position, Penny.
Oh yeah, he's going to be all smiles tonight. I didn't think he'd be able to make that gap, but he's not only made it, he's jumped a lot of them when all that chaos unfurled itself, and finds himself on the podium in second position.
That's right, it's the old never give up, never surrender ethos, and it served him very well tonight. But rounding out, we've got Kevin Willman in 4th, Antoine in 5th, and Colin Sudi in 6th, Anthony Lucas in 7th, Max Rode in 8th, Brad Lewington in 9th, and Graham Morrell into 10th place.
Yeah, and then in the 11th spot we have Mick Gray, followed by Kevin Henderson. They were both involved in quite a big accident earlier in the race. Who's that? Theory Renson. We didn't see much of Theory tonight, but he's finished in 13th. James Keane 14th. Shum finishes in 15th, and Kirkinen did not take to the grid tonight, folks. Well, Richard, that race had it all tonight, mate.
Yeah, that was a good, exciting, close racing, really showing the strength of this car and track combination, with the momentum, multiple lines that people can take, and good, clean, sharp driving from some really experienced guys. Great to see that. Really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, it certainly was. So, drive of the night tonight, I'd have to give that to Ben Taylor, I think.
Look, I think I'd agree. Not giving up. He was there at the start. He would have been a bit disappointed when he dropped back. Just to hang on in there and fight his way back, I think I'd have to agree. Ben Taylor driver tonight.
Yeah, so drive of the night tonight goes to Ben Taylor. Well done, Ben, but congratulations to our winner tonight, Ewa Noralampi, or Noralampi, if I can pronounce that right, taking out tonight's win. So, Richard, we better wrap up our broadcast. It looks like no one's coming up for an interview tonight, but that was a fantastic race. I'm still getting over some of that action.
Yeah, that was really good. And this is just our second round of the Monday Night Lights. So next time with the broadcast, we'll give you a sense of how the positions are falling. It is a good initiative because the second split race, which we don't broadcast, our drivers who win that will score good points, and so can get in the mix of the overall championship table. So, but we'll fill you in next time around on how that points table is looking for the Monday Lights series.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a great initiative because, as you said, it allows those guys in the second split to really run head-to-head with the guys in the top split as far as points goes, and it just, makes the racing on Monday nights that much more enjoyable and competitive for the guys. But anyway, folks, looking at a week ahead, we have the Star Mazda Australian Championship on this Thursday night, and then coming this Sunday we'll be broadcasting live the Australian Endurance Championship from Moport, or the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Canada, so I can't wait to bring that to you. And for the folks that might have noticed that the SEK Queensland wasn't broadcast last night, that was because unfortunately right in the middle of that broadcast I was hit with a blackout and I didn't have any power of any sort for over 2 hours, but hopefully that won't happen again. So Richard, thanks so much for jumping in tonight. I hope you enjoyed the the commentary?
Oh, yes, I did, thank you. That was great fun. Really enjoyable race to watch and participate in, and it's good to be getting behind this series and building it up. So very happy to be here.
Fantastic. Well, anyway, folks, on behalf of Richard Craig, I'm Bernie Wiemers, and thank you so much for watching RRTV. If you liked our broadcast tonight, hit the like button. If you think there's anything we can do to improve this broadcast, just leave a comment. And, of course, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/RedbackRacingTV. So anyway, folks, thank you so much, and good night.